The 2025 GMC Sierra 1500 pickup truck. We have some subtle new updates to talk about here, but stay tuned until the end of this video where I'm going to be sharing with you how you can save 11% off the MSRP of these new trucks. All right, let's get started with the updates. So we have new available 22-inch bright split spoke wheels, and the cruise control is now standard on the Pro trim, and the Pro trim is actually the entry-level trim that's pretty much going to serve as your basic work truck. And finally, the trailer brake controller is now standard on the SLE trim level and above. The SLE just sits one above the Pro, okay? And that's it. That's all of your updates for the 2025 model year. We do have the official pricing because you are able to build these trucks on the GMC website. And of course, the price does vary because there's just so many different configurations and trim levels to choose from. But compared to 2024, the pricing is interesting because that entry-level Pro model, which is essentially your work truck, as I mentioned before, the price has gone up by a few $100s compared to 2024. But the higher trims like your SLE, your Elevation, the price actually has gone down by a few $100s. So it's just kind of all over the place. Overall though, not a big change. However, if you want things like four-wheel drive, GMC is really taxing you for that. It's going to be a little over $3,000 to upgrade to four-wheel drive, depending on the trim. But in my opinion, I do think that the Elevation trim level is your best value for a combination of features, looks, capability, etc. And I respect GM for offering two V8s even in 2025 with these Sierra 1500. So total we have 4 different engine options. We have the entry-level 2.7 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine producing 310 horsepower and 430 pounds-feet of torque. That is quite respectable. But stepping up from that, you have the 3-liter inline-6 turbo diesel with 305 horsepower and 495 pounds-feet of torque. Once again, that's a very good torque figure. Then we have the 5.3-liter naturally aspirated V8 with 355 horsepower, 383 pounds-feet of torque. Personally, for me, that 5.3-liter V8 would be the engine that I would most likely go with. But on top of that, we have the 6.2-liter NA V8 with 420 horses and 460 pounds-feet of torque. The 4 cylinders, they come with the 8-speed automatic, and the diesel and the 2 V8s, they come with the 10-speed automatic transmission. And as always, I'm going to have the full press release and the official GMC spec sheet on the screen for you to check out. This will basically tell you everything you need to know regarding these trucks. Regardless of that, I built an Elevation 4-wheel drive pickup on the GMC website, and it came out to be about $63,000. And you can go on websites like JD Power to see the invoice price of new vehicles, and on average there seems to be about a $3,400 delta between invoice to MSRP. But as promised at the beginning of this video, here's how you can get these trucks well under invoice. You can reach out to AutoCompanion, who is one of the largest car brokers in the United States. He has partner dealerships located in the Washington, D.C. area, and they are offering 11% off the MSRP on the regular model Sierra 1500s, as well as the Chevrolet Silverado 1500s. But on the top trim level Denali's, AT4Xs, and the ZR2 Silverados, he is offering 7% off MSRP, which is still good. But more importantly, on things like the SLE, the Pro, the Elevation, he is offering that 11% off, and that makes these trucks surprisingly affordable. And AutoCompanion also offers a free leasing calculator, which I will have linked in the description box below. This is a very powerful tool because it shows you the interest rate of a lease, the residual values, and the incentives that you can get in your local zip code. And the incentives, they stack on top of whatever dealer discount you are able to get. So I ran some numbers on the $63,000 Elevation that I built on the GMC website with the 11% off from AutoCompanion. The selling price is now going to be $56,000 approximately. And assuming you have perfect credit and you put no money down on a 3-year lease, the payment is going to be about $630 a month with all the taxes and fees included, which is honestly not bad for a full-size truck like this, because I did build a rather well-equipped elevation. But I also included a $1,500 conquest incentive. So if you're coming from another brand of pickup truck, or if you qualify for GMC loyalty, you can get that $1,500 incentive from GMC. And once again, that $1,500, that's going to stack on top of AutoCompanion's 11% off discount. So that's really good. But keep in mind, so far, AutoCompanion has been advertising discounts on the 2024 model year. I do think he would have the same discounts on a 2025 as well, but I would just ask to make sure. But I also ran numbers on a 2025. The payment is about the same, but the interest rate on the 2025 lease is actually lower. It is 4.6% versus 5.18% for the 2024. So I would try to get the newest model year, the 2025, if possible, even though the payments are about the same. That's not really the point. When you have that lower interest rate lease, you're actually producing more equity in the vehicle. And pickup trucks in general, they tend to have good resale value. So there's a possibility that you can have positive equity left over at the end of the lease. That's not a guarantee, of course. That's not something you should bank on. But I'm just saying that is possible. I've seen that happen before where people end up with, between $3,000 to $4,000 in positive equity if they don't put a bunch of miles on their pickup. So yeah, that can actually make these vehicles rather affordable. But I looked on GMC's website. As of right now, January of 2025, they are offering 0% financing for 3 years on the 2024 model year. So if you can float that payment, well, there you go. That's going to be about $1,500 to $1,600 a month, depending on your build. But really, there's not much point in rushing to pay off these overly complicated modern day vehicles. I mean, they're not really worth keeping past the warranty period anyway, so I would much rather save the cash, do the lease, hope for some positive equity at the end. If not, it's fine, and then just dump it and redo the process again, because yeah, having this paid for high-tech machine with hardly any warranty coverage at the end, yeah, no thank you. I would rather just lease and dump these for sure, which is perfectly fine, especially if you run a business. But regardless, I just wanted to share with you this knowledge, this information, and these resources. If you found value with this content, make sure to like and subscribe. If you want to work with AutoCompanion to purchase any one of these trucks, he doesn't just offer GM trucks, he also has deep discounts on the Toyota Tundra. He's at about 14% off on those. And on the Ram trucks, he actually has 16% off the MSRP on the Bighorn and 15% off on the Laramie. Granted, that's on the 2024 model years, but I think he should have similar discounts on the 25s as well. As mentioned before, he is located in DC, but he does offer nationwide shipping. Shipping is something you have to pay extra for, and he does charge a broker fee to access these deals. If you sign up with my affiliate link in the description box, he will take some money off of his broker fee, and I do appreciate him doing that for my audience. But the leasing calculator, that's free to use. You can even try to use that to negotiate on your own. If you're gonna do that though, only reach out to the general manager of the dealership that you're interested in working with and email them all of the out the door numbers, and only walk into a dealership once the numbers are finalized with the general manager. And lease programs, interest rates, incentives, all of these things, they change every month, but that calculator will also update every month. So fantastic tool if you want to try negotiating on your own. But thank you again for watching this video. Take care and goodbye.